All right, we're here with Joe and Gus from the band Alt J. I want to say thank you for coming down to the beautiful Bridges Broadcast Center here in Centennial, Colorado. Thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
One question, just a few questions here. The first one, it's about the first record, and then we'll talk about the new one. The first record, An Awesome Wave, came out in 2012. Right out of the gate, you win the Mercury Prize, which is, for people here in the States, a pretty prestigious award over in the UK and Ireland. And it's an annual award given out to just the best album to come out of the UK and Ireland in a given year. And you win that right out of the gate. I've read that it was an odd feeling for you guys. Maybe you weren't super comfortable with it, or maybe you didn't think you were deserving of it
Well, I think
with the first record? Or
yeah, we were. I mean, we were very comfortable with winning the Mercury. It was like it was one of the most sort of exciting experiences I think we've had as a band to date. Really, the success of the first album happened so quickly that it was really it was overwhelming.
Yeah,
it was like the whole. Matt Damon winning the Oscar for Good Will Hunting. He was just like, where do I go from here?
Yeah.
And I think there was no existential dread about where our futures were heading. But I think we were definitely like, wow, this is all happening quite fast.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it was a very whirlwind year for us, that 2012. And I mean, like I remember we went with the Mercury Prize on the Thursday or something, and the Friday night we were like in Oxford, just back on tour doing a gig. So it was kind of like one night of celebration, then back to work, which is probably how it should have been, really. Rather than us kind of like just staying in London and kind of like, I don't know, doing the party media circuit for 2 weeks and everybody telling us how amazing we are and probably becoming really big-headed. We just kind of got back to work.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the list of previous winners, it's a really, really impressive list. Primal Scream and Pulp and Suede and PJ Harvey and the XX. So, yeah, that had to have been kind of mind-blowing right out of the gate. U&ME, the video, fast forward to the new record, 10 years. The video for U&ME, the single that you were talking about, was filmed in a skate park.
Yeah.
Now, where did the idea come up for the concept there? Was that just, hey, I want to hang out in a skate park and for a couple of days?
I think if I trace it back,
and work on the moves. Or?
I think that we were writing the song in the studio. We were sort of working on the song in the studio, and I think we realised that the song had this quite cool, like kind of Eelsy kind of Beck kind of Californian sound, which kind of reminded us of like 90s, something you've maybe listened to on your Walkman while you were skateboarding around LA or something. So we put in this little skateboarding, this like sound of somebody grinding on a skateboard as a little kind of break in the song. And then I was like cycling back from the studio, and I was thinking just about videos and stuff. And we've never been in a video before, because I think we've always felt like we wanted to avoid those cliches of pop videos where we're like, like miming the song while like kooky stuff happens in the background. So, but I thought about this idea of us becoming, pro skaters using that deep fake technology to kind of go from like, just, people who can't skate like us to people who are sort of pulling amazing tricks. And I think I told you and Tom about it.
Yeah.
And, it was like, oh, you were up for it. And
yeah.
I think we just thought how much fun it would be. So, and then we, Joe and my brother, who's a director, like worked on a treatment together. From my idea was basically like a back of a serviette kind of like pitch. You and Prosper did the actual treatment. Prosper, my brother, directed it. So it was a really fun thing to work on, and we got to spend 2 days in this amazing skate park on the edge of London in Romford, which I think is the oldest skate bowl in the UK or something. I think it's a listed
I think it's a
building.
listed building. Yeah, it's kind of like everything's concrete. And I think there was like an architect that came from the States, because like skating in the 70s was just like no one really knew how to design skate parks, but this guy just turned up and was like, you need to do this and you need to do this,
sure,
and then it'll be awesome. So they did that, and it's kind of sort of like remained awesome.
Yeah, there's a Banksy there as well, I think, isn't there?
Yeah, there's a
there's a piece of Banksy graffiti, so that's cool.
You said something about deepfake technology. Now in the video, it looks like Gus, you're kicking out some major tricks there.
Yeah. Maybe there's more than meets the eye.
Okay.
Yeah, so we had these 3 pro skaters come. So my double was an amazing flip tricker, I've heard probably the best flip tricker in the country, if not the world right now, Jamie Griffin, who's an Irish lad. And there's a superficial resemblance between us. And yeah, so that's how we did it for my tricks. And your and Tom tricks were actually done more traditionally, just using classic
camera trickery.
Camera trickery.
Yeah.
The new record, I think I heard Gus say that, Joe, you rediscovered your love of the guitar on this new record. I know sometimes artists will be listening to records on their own, going down rabbit holes. Hey, I'm really into 70s guitar rock, and that influenced the new record. Was there anything like that that steered you in the direction?
It was more of a modern inspiration, I suppose. I was kind of started watching like YouTube channels that focused on sort of selling guitars. So you had like Norm's Rare Guitars, which is this place in California, and they have a channel where they, as a way of selling the guitars, they sort of demonstrate. So there was a guitarist called Michael Lemo who works there, and he was playing on the guitars. And so I watched him every day. He's a fantastic guitarist. And I just got into how he was playing. He's kind of like a really talented musician. And through that, I started looking at other artists like Rhett Scholl, and who has a YouTube channel. And I was sort of going down the rabbit hole of YouTube, sort of like YouTubers. And then through that, I started rediscovering kind of old 70s music. It was like I had all the time in the world because, government policy sort of, allowed you to just do whatever you wanted at home. So that's kind of what I did. And I then started, I started buying a lot of wine and a lot of guitars in lockdown. And that was my kind of sort of like way of coping. And bless you. And
Bless you.
Thanks. It was, and so I kind of, just play. I now play and enjoy playing my instrument rather than seeing it as maybe a work tool to get from A to B with my songwriting. I actually see my playing as like a second voice to the songwriting. So I'm sort of now rediscovering that. Yeah.
A question from a non-songwriter here. Being influenced by other music, have you ever come up with an idea or laid something down in the studio, being influenced by another piece of work and heard it after you laid it down and thought to yourself, wow, that sounds a little too spot on or a little too much like the influence, and then you scrap it? Or does it always come through as your own?
It actually doesn't happen that often, but more recently I was coming up with a riff. We were in St. Louis and I was playing with this riff and I was just like, this sounds so... this is like someone else's riff, and we couldn't figure it out. And then I spoke to Tom, the drummer, and he was like, I recognize this riff. And it was Flowbots. What's it called?
I can't remember.
It's like handlebars or something. It's like,
sure.
And it was like ding, 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 ding. And I was playing and I was like, this is cool. And then I was like, well, obviously I can't do anything with this because it's too close.
It's a band that's pretty well known in these parts.
Right.
Well, hey, Joe and Gus, thank you so much for stopping by. Thanks for playing for us. And it's been lovely having you guys here.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you very much.
It's been great.
1, 2, 1, 2.
Give me that gold straight into my hard drive. Give me that gold straight into my hard drive, baby. Yeah. I'm 15 in my garden skipping. My neighbor Sue is watching me from her window. Oh, mama, did you tell Sue I'm a millionaire? Now, baby, trade in that crypto. Give me that gold. Give me that fire. Give me that gold. Give me that fire. Hot. Lying on a stranger is so very soothing. I'm outside my school. My teacher took me to one side and told me I left and Google neoliberal. Don't be afraid to make money, boy. Don't be afraid to make money, boy. Don't be afraid to make money, boy. Don't be afraid to make money. Straight into my hard drive. Give me that gold. Straight into my hard drive, baby. Yeah. On shatter ruler, put it on the table and go brrr. Watch it shatter. early mom starts to kneel with the Audi. The next morning he shouts from his door, don't be afraid to make money, boy. Don't be afraid to make money, boy. Don't be afraid to make money, boy. Don't be afraid to make money. Don't be afraid to make money, boy. Don't be afraid to make money, boy. Don't be afraid to make money, boy. Don't be afraid to make money. Straight into my hard drive. Give me that, whoa, whoa, whoa. Straight into my hard drive, baby. Yeah, 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 yeah.
One, two, three, four.
Summer holiday, having fun. Happiness is between two buns. Feeling funky on a rolling boil. Smiles bend all over, can't control how I feel. It's just you and me now. Round out kimonos for my girls in the sun. Sending videos to friends in London. Oh, 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 oh. Strut out 7 scars, got to and from the bar. Playing my candy tangerine Telecaster. It's just you and me now. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh. It's just you and me now. It's just you and me now. It's just you and me now. Two hot palms pressing down on my face. Drive by my sockets to a better place. Flashing in the dark, my luminescent tongue. Summer holiday, having fun. Ooh, ooh, ooh. It's just you and me now. You and me now. I could only do the memory of the day for the rest of my life. I could only do the memory of the day for the rest of my life. I could only do the memory of the day for the rest of my life. I could only do the memory of the day for the rest of my life.
Good
Lovely.
job.
Great.
By chunks out of me, you're a shark and I'm swimming. My heart still thumps as I bleed. Know your friends come sniffing. Triangles are my favorite shape. 3 points where 2 lines meet. Toe to toe, back to back, let's go. My love, it's very late till morning comes. let's tessellate. Oh, alone, my flower, heap alone, my love. I'll breathe stones alone, my lover. Heap alone, my heart. 3 guns, one goes off. One's empty, one's not quick enough. One bullet, one red, one green. Search the graves while the camera spins. Chunks of you sink down to seals. Blubber rich in morning. I notch you up, yes, I notch your love away. But it's fair to say, you will still hold me. Triangles are my favorite shape. 3 points where 2 lines meet. Toe to toe, back to back, let's go. My love, it's very late. Till morning comes, let's tessellate. And that's a wrap.
Lovely stuff.